Welcome back to the Two Dudes, Three Legs podcast. Today, we are with just Tony and I. We have no guest on today. We're going to do a 1-year review of what our lives have been like for the last 12 months while doing the podcast, what the podcast has done for us in the last 12 months, who we've interviewed, what have been the best and the worst interviews, how our lives have changed, and basically a recap of what 1 year of podcasting has done for us.
Oh, you fuckers gonna be famous.
Guys are looking sharp.
Zach Dingee,
Tony
Two
Cappelletti.
Dudes, Three Legs podcast, where we share business tips, interview experts,
And travel the world.
This week on Two Dudes, Three Legs.
in general, the past 12 months without the podcast has been pretty crazy, especially for you.
Yeah.
You have a kid due in 3 weeks, and you got engaged.
Yeah.
So basically the two biggest steps in your life have happened in the last 12 months.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
Outside of business, outside of the podcasting, which is where we're going to start. Tony, you're going to be a father in less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It's crazy. Everything's different. Everything I think about is through like a different scope now. It's like I have to consider every next step I make. I have to keep Gianna in mind. That's going to be my baby girl's name. Gianna Cappelletti. I know. It's beautiful. But it's like every step I make now, she's in the equation. But it happened naturally. Like I don't have to think about it. It's just like, every time I want to make a move, I think some of my next moves are like buy a house. Definitely next move is going to be buy a house. And it's like what house is going to be good because I don't want to raise her in an apartment complex. I want her to have a house to grow up in. And like, I got my mom staying at the apartment complex we're in now. So I think what I'm going to do is go buy a 2-family so I can still have somebody living with me in the house to take care of her when we need that extra help. But I definitely need that. I don't want to raise a kid in an apartment complex. I just don't think that's right.
I don't know. I don't think it's that weird. I
need
mean,
a backyard
the
for her
apartment
to run
complex
around
is
in
beautiful. Yeah, I mean, the apartment complex has a pool. It has the water right there. It has a hot tub. It's got a whole spot to hang out. A main common area. It's got a gym. Like,
it's not big enough though.
That's the
real problem. Is because
Yeah,
I
you
want
want more room
I
for
want
the
to keep
kid.
my mom living under the same roof as me. Whether it's a 2-unit place or right now it's just a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's like eventually Gianna's going to need her own room. So it's got to be a house.
yeah.
Preferably
So that's the
a
next
2-unit.
move?
Yeah, like a multifamily.
In the next, what, year?
Hopefully, yeah.
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 What else have you prepared for when having a kid? Like, what other preparation goes into it with conversations you've had with Michaela, conversations you've had with your mom, conversations you've had with other people?
So obviously my life has changed, right? Like I'm not going out and drinking all the time. Like I don't even want to be
Liar.
doing all that shit. No, I haven't been as much.
I'm kidding.
I mean, for me now, I probably drink as much as a normal person. But what really changed about me, bro, I'm crazy about, and I think it's because of the baby coming, I'm crazy about what I put into my body because I think that everything I do, she's going to do. And I never really gave a shit about, I cared about what I ate. I always tried to eat a little healthy, but now I really care because like everything I do is she's going to end up doing, she's going to become another form of me. So I'm like, and I don't know if this is just a weird phase I'm going through, and I don't know if any other father has gone through this, but bro, I'm reading the ingredients on everything. When we eat at our house now, I try to cut anything with ingredients out. Like I don't want ingredients.
You can't have any
I want
ingredients?
steak, butter, chicken, maybe some flavoring, but like I don't want her
Less
eating
than 3 ingredients.
processed shit with seed oils. And so now I'm doing my best to not do that. And I'm doing all this crazy weird research on like health and like I went down a rabbit hole yesterday for 2 hours learning about parasites. You want to talk about parasites, bro? Did you know like fucking 90% of the population has parasites and it's just normal and they can really fuck you up? Like you
What do you
heard
mean?
of, like
So basically,
tapeworms and fucking
basically 2 of us have parasites right now that are in this room.
Definitely. I would venture to say the 3 of us do because we all eat sushi and it's like super common in that, but it's like to get rid of them, you can just like cleanse. and I ordered like all these fucking pills. I'm gonna try it, see if it makes me feel better, because it's just like all this stuff we don't know about. But like I said, I've just been looking into like all this weird health shit because I want her to be healthy.
Yeah. Now you have such a responsibility, to live longer, to be there for her, but also you want her to be the best version of herself. So you have to become the best version of yourself.
Right.
So she can see that and do as you do.
Right.
Right. And not as you say.
Right.
So
I've been doing mad research for that, and not just health. Like, bro, she's getting an IUL as soon as she's here. I'm gonna be putting money in that bitch every week.
it's a very good thing to do.
Yeah.
What about health for her? Like, have you looked up feeding the baby certain things, and what is the normal of what a baby eats compared to what you want to do? Is there differences in that you've seen?
Oh, she's gonna be breastfeeding for 3 years.
3 years.
I don't care how weird people think that is.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have her on that booby milk for as long as possible, bro. I'm gonna be drinking that shit.
You're gonna have gallons in the fridge, or you're gonna bring them into the office?
We're just gonna feed Michaela, and then me and Gianna are just gonna tap in.
They say it's the best thing, right?
It's gotta be. I'm sure it's got
It's all the
everything.
natural shit.
Yeah.
It's breast and milk.
Yo,
Only two ingredients.
in like 3 weeks from now, when you boys see me and my cheeks are looking fat, you're gonna have to be like, yo, Tony, chill out on the titty milk. You're looking a little wide.
Yeah, I mean,
Yo, has anyone ever drank their partner's breast milk? I want to know that.
yeah, I'm sure every fucking person
Yeah,
has.
but like you talk to people and they're like, no, that's weird. But like, bro, when there's
We drink
grade
cow's milk that
A
we don't even know who they are.
premium titty milk in my crib like all day, I'm going in for a swig. I want to know what it tastes like. I can't remember from when I was little. It's got to be good for you too.
I mean, it's
Protein
naturally made.
shake. I'm gonna try to get some in a cup. Put
Add some
chocolate in it.
protein.
Maybe not the protein.
It's a protein.
Too many seed oils.
It is the only milk we should be drinking.
Facts.
Breast milk.
Thank you, Jamie.
It's so not normal, and it really should be like extremely normal.
Mad normal.
They should just, business idea.
Listening. Human milk.
Human milk.
I bet
And
you it's illegal for some reason.
You're probably right.
And listen, it's
But I
not
bet you
going to
people
come
would
out.
drink it.
It's not going to come out just clean and pasteurized like cow's milk. Like when they process it and filter it, right? It's clumpy. You got things going on in there.
Yeah, that's how it should be. All the stuff that we eat, so perfect. That means it's all messed up.
Right.
You know?
It's not how it's supposed to be.
Like it's supposed,
Preservatives.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, they put everything in it. You see on all flour, or not flour. Damn, what the hell was it I was just eating the other day or making? Oh, pancake mix. When we were at Stone Mountain, it was like it was an ingredient. It was like to stop clumping, and it's
Yeah,
like.
but to stop clumping also gives cancer of the
Correct,
dick.
exactly.
Yeah. It's insane the shit they get away with putting in food.
What are you most excited for about having a family? Because obviously in the last 12 months, you not only are having a kid in the next month, but you also got engaged. So you're creating a full family. What are you most excited for?
Just all the good times we're going to have together, bro. I can't wait to have my little baby girl on my bare chest and I'm just holding her and I'm her protector. I'm just going to hold her and love her so hard. And then, just having times like that, bro. Like it brings me back to like when I was younger, being in my house. And I remember Joey running around when he was a baby. I didn't get to see any of my other brothers when they were younger, but like those moments are so sacred. It was me and all my brothers running around the house. We were all fucking nuts. And like, it was just our family just being a family in a house. And it's like, I feel like that's become a rarity.
Well, yeah, why does it die so much when you get older?
What do you mean?
Like, I haven't met a family, I don't think, that has multiple kids that are above.
Bro, the nuclear
that are
family
above
has
10
been
years old.
destroyed.
Yeah.
It's been destroyed in this country.
You think that is purposeful?
Yeah. I mean, you know me, bro. I'm
why I'm
tinfoil
asking the
hat
question.
man. Absolutely.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Listen, the people are strong when we're in family and when we're together. Yeah. They're doing everything they can to break us up. How? Well, they're empowering women to go be men, right? And not just get sex change operations, but to play the role of a man, right? But like, that's not how you create a strong family. Everybody needs to play their roles. But,
Jordan couldn't be Jordan without a Pippen.
Facts.
He needed a second man.
Facts.
And that's why they were the best team ever.
Look at the most, famous and not all of them, but most of the wealthy men in the world have women at home doing the family part. That's such an important role. Like when I think about Michaela going out and working, it's so easy for me to say, wait a second, it's way worth it for me to go out, work harder. You stay home and you take care of the family, because that's why I'm doing this shit. That's why I'm working in the first place. We need to have a good family unit, a strong family unit, because that's all that matters. Like I'm leaving my legacy here. It needs to be taken care of. What's the point if we're both out working and then our child's out being indoctrinated in schools and like learning all this crazy weird shit, and then we have this family fallout because
it's very weird because all the stuff that's taught in schools and all the outside, the TikTok, the Instagram, has so much more influence over a kid than it used to, because the parent doesn't have as much control of what they're seeing and what's going on in their life. It's so much more dependent now on like what they're seeing in the world, the TikTok, the Instagram, the schools, their friends, the environments they're in. You're only 10% of their day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
After they get 4 or 5 years old, 90% of the day is spent around other people and other things, and especially their attention when they get a phone in front of them.
Well, you need to be careful with what you expose them to. That's why, me and Michaela talk about this shit all the time. My kid is not going to be a screen kid. There's no fucking screens. You're not playing on a phone. You're not playing on this shit. You're going outside and you're playing, and you're going to be socializing with other kids. And I'm going to be very careful about the people she socializes with. Yeah. Like I've already talked to you before. I don't know if she's just going to go to some regular public school where I don't know who she's talking to or who's convincing her of what's normal. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. All the shit we hear, I hate to admit it, but a lot of what I hear is from just social media. Yeah. I refuse to watch the news. It's fucking garbage. It's just absolute garbage and poison. But from what I hear about schools, it's like it's the worst influence ever on your kids. For some reason, it's
you know how many science teachers are Democrats?
Probably fucking 90% of them.
96%. You know how many math teachers are Democrats?
Why are we talking about which? How about just teachers?
Just answer me.
95%.
Yeah, 95%. You know how many? What is the other one? What was the other one on the thing? English teachers. You know how many English teachers are Democrat?
All of them.
99%.
Yeah.
You know what that's called?
Indoctrination.
Dictatorship.
Yeah.
That's called a monopoly.
Yeah.
That's called a monopoly.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's bad that they're liberals, but you can't have only one side of the story for kids when they're 4 to 17, 18 years old. If the person of influence, if the person that they're spending 8 hours a day with is only, all those people are only on one side. I'd be pissed if it was the other way too.
Right.
99% Republican.
Right.
I don't want that. I want fair, open, capitalist society in everything. The best teacher or the teachers in public schools, there should be some form of balance. We want balance in pilots, black and white. We want balance in men and women, but we don't want balance in their viewpoints in school. That's the most important.
True, but there's another side to it where it's like, I don't give a fuck what they are. Why the fuck's that have to do with my kid? Let's learn what they need to learn.
Yeah, but that's how they view the world through.
I mean, I could go for hours talking about the fucked up parts of the education system, but their political view should have fucking nothing to do with what they're teaching. Yeah. 2 + 2 is 4. That's it.
Yeah, but
fucking what happened in the past.
You can say that, but 80% of school is also the socialization aspect of it. To go out and talk and create conversations and to have critical thinking and creative thought processing in class.
Well, I think that's more of college and later years. When you're younger, you should just be learning basic shit.
Yeah, I guess past middle school.
Yeah.
Is really
they're talking about teaching like sex education to young kids and a man and a woman and all that shit. If you can't decide what it is, leave it to the parents.
Let's talk a little bit about what this podcast has been like for us in general. So there's so many avenues, different ones that we can go into, but I'll start with the pure and sheer amount of connections we've made with new people because of this podcast is incredible.
We could talk for hours about that.
Incredible. Each and every person we've met, it's such a unique thing to say, okay, just because now we have a podcast, we have a reason to sit down with you and learn about you for an hour and a half and ask you all the questions and give us all the details of the ins and outs of your life or your business or your story.
I love that.
But it's just because we have 2 cameras and we say we have a podcast that we get to literally find out everything about these people as soon as we meet them.
Right.
You know? And so it's made some serious, amazing connections.
Who's your favorite one we connected with so far? I think I know who your favorite one is.
I mean, it's got to be Mark Sony.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, he's changed my life the most, and now he's my coach, and I talk to him on a weekly basis, and it's been incredible. So,
yeah, he has been incredible. We got to get on with him tonight.
Yeah, I know, 9:00.
But you know my boy. You know who I'm fucking with the heaviest.
Who's that?
Lassie motherfucking Madsen.
Yeah, Lassie Madsen, your boy.
My boy.
Well, okay, let's take the 2 avenues. For me, the most important part of this podcast was someone who was business.
Yep.
And that's changed me the most. Yours is Lassie Madsen, who obviously you could tell a story about who he is. Go ahead.
Yeah. Lassie started Levitate, the blade leg brand that is, I think, going to end up turning into all over prosthetics.
Talk about it. What the people don't know for the first time watchers, what have we done with Levitate and what has happened?
Through Levitate. So Levitate, what he does is he seeks to end the current situation with how people go about getting their prosthetics, which is kind of a pain in the ass. First of all, you have to go through doctors, and then you got to get referred to a orthopedic or a prosthetic office where they'll then fit you, and then you have to get approved by insurance to get your leg. But he wants you to be able to just purchase it, just cut out all the middlemen. You know, if you're missing a limb and if you already have a prosthesis, he has blade legs that you can go and get to him so you can run. Go and get through him so that you can run. And he has it at a price point where you don't even need insurance, which is incredible.
Isn't it amazing that it takes a Danish blade leg manufacturer to actually come in and disrupt the United States prosthetic market?
Yeah, he's wild for that too. And I think he's going to do more than just running blades. It's going to turn into walking feet. And then I think he's eventually even going to do casting and the whole deal,
everything.
Sockets and everything.
Well, let's talk about what we've done with him. What has 2 Dudes 3 Legs done?
Because of his price point of $2,000 a blade leg, we started working with, I think he put me on to Michael Derringer at Giftability now. But I spoke to Michael Derringer at Giftability, and he put me on as an ambassador, and within it was 1 month, we raised $20,000, and we took all that money and we went out and bought blade legs, and we've been giving them out left and right, giving people the ability to run again.
How much total money have we donated? 25,000?
Probably 25 to 30,000.
$25,000.
And I still got money in an account, and we're ready to buy more, which is incredible. You know, we've been to 2 test runs already. One out in Dallas, and we went to one out in Denver.
And when's the next one? Isn't it April something?
22nd?
Yeah, I think it's in
April
Boston.
22nd in Boston. And then when's the one in New York? Do you guys know?
Nope.
No.
But I'll be there.
That's coming up soon too.
They're both in April.
Yeah.
So it's end of April then.
Run through the names of the people that we gifted Levitate blade legs to.
Amputee Taylor,
who's a bilateral amputee and a fucking Paralympic snowboarder. She's so badass. That's the most athletic amputee I've ever seen, and she's missing both her feet.
What was the other one? Jocelyn? Was that her name?
Jocelyn Flores.
Jocelyn.
No, that's a song, isn't it? Yeah, I say that all the time.
Jocelyn was another one.
Jocelyn Melvin,
the train hopper.
That's right.
My boy Nicholas Bacon.
Yep. Nick Bacon.
CBS story. Love that dude.
Yep.
The father of, I think he's got 5 or 6 kids, I think he said.
Yeah, he was an animal.
And then we got
the dude we just gave it to.
Tall Jordan.
What was the big guy? What was the big guy's name?
And remember the first one you gave out, Tony?
Yeah.
On Zoom?
2 Pound G. What's his first name?
2 Pound G?
Tube Hound.
Oh, Tube
He's
Hound.
a surfer. So his Instagram name is
from
Tube
Panama.
Hound.
From Panama, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his first name right now. What was his first name? He's a badass dude. He just had a baby
So
girl
Josh was the
Josh.
guy that we met at Dallas.
Yes. Last dude we
Josh,
just gave one to.
okay, yeah,
he was the
yeah.
last guy we gave one to.
too. But what was 2 Pound G's name? Damn, I can't remember. He's a gnarly dude.
Where's my alpha brain?
I know. And then who else? Was that it?
I think there's one more in there we're missing.
And I got, there's actually 2 little girls who are still waiting to get theirs that I raised money for, but I haven't seen them yet.
Nice.
So they're going to be, they didn't just get blade legs. They actually got sockets too.
Wow.
So we helped a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Which has been incredible.
I did not
and this
think
is,
that was going to happen.
Listen, this has all been in the first 12 months of what we've done in our podcast so far. We haven't made a penny on this. Everything we've made, way more than what we've made. I think total for this 12 months, I think we've made like $32 on this podcast. So not much.
So
yet.
that's a net negative
$50,000.
$100,000.
So,
But why is it worth it?
But yeah, what we set out to do on this podcast was that in itself. We're not trying to make money off this podcast. We're doing it because we feel we have good things not only to teach people, but to share back with the world, and then actually physically going out and doing things like gifting blade legs, like maybe doing events, like writing books, coaching calls, people, whatever it is, that, and then also give away the free information that's actually on our podcast with the interviews we've had with people we've sat down with, Damon John, Mark DeSoni, Ryford, all business guys, business lessons who have done millions and millions and millions of dollars. Then amputees that have amazing life stories that we can learn to persevere and how to make it through tough times and things.
Yeah, and on that too, for our own selfish reasons, the personal development we've been going through, just meeting the connections we're making with these people has been unreal. Like, it's taken us on this wild roller coaster ride that I've enjoyed every single minute of. How much fun have we had in airports?
Oh my God.
Yo,
Let's talk about the airports.
remember the last
traveled a
time?
lot.
Let's talk about Bryce almost going to fucking federal prison for smoking a vapey in aisle 27, seat D.
How do you remember my exact seat number, Tony?
Bro, because I was right behind you watching you vapey when the gay stewardess, and actually you can't say gay stewardess because every stewardess is gay. Did you know that?
I did not know
Nothing
that.
against them. I prefer a gay stewardess. They're very cleanly. They know how to,
They always hit on us though, Tone.
love that.
That's true. The guy was hitting on me too, and we didn't even know we were with each other. I was all the way up in the front, and he was hitting on me.
Wait, what about when we walked into the plane and Tony was singing to you?
Oh my God, what was that song?
Something about a dump truck gas in first
man.
class.
He got a dump truck gas in first class. Got a dump truck ass up in first class.
Yeah, something
Yo,
like
do you
that.
remember when we got shit faced? It was just me and you.
And
where were we coming home from?
We were trying to watch Shawshank Redemption. We get to the end, we look at each other. What just happened?
Yo,
we
we
were
watched.
hammered.
Yo, we didn't even watch it, and we were staring at it the whole time.
I was trying so hard to pay attention. I was just too hammered to focus on the actual things happening.
I remember we were pretty drunk, and then I got up to piss, and I was like, "Tequila?" And you're like, "Yeah." How many did I come back?
Came back with 4, 2 apiece.
Yo, we were wilding. Oh, I was drinking tequila. You were doing the whiskey. Was that it?
No, tequila. You were doing vodka, I think.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think you were doing vodka.
The fucking guy, I was like, "Can I get 2 more of those?" And I like tried to pay for him, and he's like, "Dude, don't worry about it." And he like handed me a handful.
Yeah.
And I threw him a $5 tip. I actually don't think that guy was gay. He was like one of the only stewardesses that wasn't gay. Mm-hmm. Don't know.
Well,
why.
regardless, we've been traveling. We traveled a lot. We went to multiple places. Dallas last year. Let's see. We went to Dallas, Houston. Then I also went to Aruba, Florida, multiple times to Florida, Lake Tahoe. Bahamas was last year. Or the year before that. Bahamas was last year because we've only been doing this for a year.
Vegas,
Atlantic City, Wildwood.
Yo, we need another Sweet Life episode.
We've gone to,
by the way.
I've been to Cincinnati 7 times last year.
Yo, I think when we go to Boston, we do a Sweet Life
in Boston. We're going to Boston.
Just 72
Sweet
hours.
Life, review coffee all day around Boston.
We'll call it
Coffee and bagels.
We're gonna have a bomb time, so we'll call it the Boston Bomb time.
Wow, you
Boston-
cannot say
I
that.
know, I'm just kidding.
That is deleted.
It's fucked up.
All right, so what else has happened? Let's talk about what we've learned from actual podcasting. Like, what have we learned so far? And Bryce can speak to this part a lot, of how we've changed on the actual asking questions, lighting, cameras, whatever it's been.
I learned that I show up and I let Bryce do everything, and then I sit and I
That's
have
right.
a great conversation.
I've learned that paying Bryce to do things is the best way to do it. Ain't that right, Bryce?
Your guys' social media brands, both individually, are growing, I think, at an exceeding rate. And as far as the podcast goes, you know, it's really just an evolving entity in its own, right?
I love to hear that.
That was great. I mean, it's true though.
That's great.
We have a very special, we have a very unique way of doing it, because it's just, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not perfectionists. We just do the podcast, let it happen how it's going to happen, set it up, do whatever we got to do, and then let it play.
We're just doing it.
We've changed
we're just
sets
two dudes.
3, 4, 5 times. We've done guests we've done with mic clips on us in hotels, in Airbnbs, in random hallways in hotels.
Guerrilla style.
You know, it's just like, listen, we're doing a podcast. Let's get it fucking done. We meet somebody, 30 minutes later, we're recording a podcast about them.
Facts.
You know.
Well, what's your
Flowing
plan
people
for
in.
the podcast, Book? How do you want it to go?
This podcast?
How do you want it to evolve? What's it look like in 5 years from now to you?
Oh, well, that's a whole different story. 5 years is a time frame out that maybe I haven't done so much thought about the podcasting itself, but I have the same thought process of I want to put on events. Could be for Plug PV, could be for Create Your Own Power, could be for Two Dudes, Two Legs, where I'm having people speak on stage like a Robert Kiyosaki,
Okay.
like Michael Jordan, like Mike Tyson, like some just phenomenons that speak at our events, and we host that as, like I said, Two Dudes, Three Legs, or whatever it's going to be. But then also during the podcasting itself, the podcast scene, and who we're going to sit down with and what this is going to grow into, I want to have the headquarters of Two Dudes, Three Legs. I want to have it all. I want to have merch and you know.
So we're going to become a brand that's essentially about personal development.
Correct.
And helping others.
And entrepreneurs and survivors. I think it's very unique because we're not only doing it in real time. We're not only, since this podcast has started, my income has basically doubled again. My team size has doubled again. We grew by 250% as a company last year in the midst of getting this podcast. And then in the midst of growing this podcast 12 months ago, if you look at our stuff, we don't know what we're doing. Now we've become somewhat decent at it,
Yeah.
and it's only a year in, and our social medias have grown, and our influence has grown, and everything we've done gets double, if not triple, better each year.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine in 5 years what it'll be like and what the brand is going to be like. But again, I don't know any other podcast that has two people that are actually in the act of like doing and following our entire story, where if you've been listening since day one, we're not nearly the same person we are, you know?
Yeah.
So other podcasts have them growing, but they didn't start the podcast until they were at the top.
Right.
So you're seeing now already them with it.
Right.
You know, we have it, but we have so much longer to go.
A long way to go.
And we're at the beginning of our story and our lives. And we get to essentially document that over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years potentially of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's, to go back to it, two other big reasons I wanted to start this podcast and do it. A, I wanted to get better at speaking. And when you sit in front of a camera and you have to talk in front of a microphone and everything you're saying is being recorded, you have no choice but to get very, very good at speaking.
Yeah.
So that's step A, or that's number one. And number two is, I totally just forgot.
Step B.
Step B.
Yo.
Part A, B.
You wanted to get better at speaking, and what was the other reason to change?
He
help
wanted to
people.
document our growth,
there you go.
so
And
we can
document
look
this
back
whole
at
thing.
everything. I knew you were going to
Yes.
say that.
Yeah,
That's one of my
document this whole
favorite
thing.
things.
And
Do you
just
know what
look
it's going to be
back.
like when we look back at this conversation in fucking 10 years from now?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be like, oh my God, we were so stupid. We had no idea that it was actually going to turn into
What it is.
whatever it is.
I just told Jill the other day, I'm like, listen, you and I have to sit down on a podcast with Tony and just talk about everything,
I would
because
love
I
that
want
with
to
Gio.
wait in 5 years and look back at that.
Yo,
and
I would
listen,
love to have Gio on. I can't believe we haven't fucking done that. I want to hear. He'd be so good. I want to hear him tell stories about how he started.
my God.
Yo, you know what else I was thinking about? 1 year ago, just talking about development, it was normal and encouraged for us as salesmen for Plug PV. I'm talking Plug PV right now, to sell 2 deals a month. That's what it was. It was like, yo, just get 2 sales a month and you're good. There's a bonus for 2 sales a month. That's so weird to me. 2 sales a month now feels like you're
5 years ago, Plug
losing
PV
it.
started. Last year we did $100 million, over $100 million.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
But going back to documenting what we have.
Yeah.
All we have in this world is our memories. That is the only thing we own, is moments of time that we remember.
Yo, that's facts.
And we are now videoing it so we can actually look back and look at the live, what it was at that moment. How we were acting, how we dressed, how we looked, how we talked, what we did. The simplest shit. Me in 5 years saying, oh my God, bro, you remember when I had a mustache like that?
Bro.
Like anything, you know?
Listen,
Yo.
Remember when?
I
Go ahead.
appreciate the past enough to document the present.
Yo. Bar. I love that. But I also love what
Mobby
you just
philosopher.
said. The only thing we own is our memories.
It's a moment of
Yo,
time.
that, I don't think you even realize what you just said. Everything in this world is borrowed. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in my kitchen today and I'm looking around and I'm like, this is going to get a little deep. I'm looking around. I'm like, what the fuck is this? My apartment? This shit ain't mine. Nothing here is mine. It's
Nothing.
all just, yo, my truck. I'm like, yeah, I love my truck. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's not mine. Like, these are just like things. You don't own shit
Nothing.
in this world, bro.
You can't.
I had like this crazy
Even land.
introspective morning today. Like all my properties I own, it's like, no, they just have my name on them for right now. Mm-hmm. And the money just happens to come to me right now. But like, you don't own shit, bro. We got nothing but our memories.
Correct.
That shit's mine.
Correct.
Yo, that's wild.
Bro, that's why I always said the person around the campfire with the most stories wins at life.
Yo.
Because that's the best thing you can have, is to have the most stories, the most memories, the most fulfillment by what you've done. And at the end of life, you can sit back around all your friends and tell all the good stuff that happened in your life, which, though, has to do with what we own during our life.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
stories are better if I have a Lambo than a Honda.
Right.
The story I'm going to tell is going to be better.
Right, but you don't own
But you
that
don't own
shit.
it.
It ain't shit. It's
The only
nothing.
thing you have is the memory of you hitting the gas and you driving through town and
Right.
people saying this to you or people saying that to you about it.
Right.
You know? But you don't actually own any of it. The clothes, this fucking couch, this microphone, these cameras, nothing.
Nothing.
You know? And honestly, we don't even own the content, because once it goes on to YouTube, they take it.
I
We
own
own
it
the
up
SD
here.
card that he keeps.
I own it up here, bro.
That's right.
As long as I can rewatch it.
That's right.
and
How do I
remember
not own it if I bought it and I hold it, and if someone walks in, I'm going to protect it?
Because
you don't-
it's like,
Because eventually you'll die and then it goes to whoever.
Like,
Right.
explain. How do I not own it? How do you not own your truck?
so like I said about my apartment, right? Like I think, oh, it's my apartment. Like, nah, bro, that shit, I'm going to be out of that apartment and it's going to be nothing but a memory in fucking 2 weeks. And then after that, whatever it turns into 10 years from now, it might be demoed. It's going to be fucking rubble in the ground.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Hey, even if you live there your whole life, when you die, it goes to somebody else. It's not yours to
Right.
keep, that nobody else can have.
Right.
It's just yours until
Borrowed.
it's not anymore, until it gets traded, until you stop paying, until it burns down,
Right.
God forbid, or you move on to the next place and
Right.
somebody else buys it, just like your buildings, just like your car, just like your clothes. At the end of it, it gets given back to somebody else or taken back
Right.
from somebody else.
And that's why you don't own shit.
Let's see if we can remember some stuff.
Your favorite podcast and why?
No, mine had to be Damon John because it was the biggest name. We were so nervous.
Yeah.
It was in the old studio. We had prepared so much. We had all these questions. We had everything. He comes on and just blasts us.
Yeah.
Still to this day, when people talk to me about it, they're like, dude, he just roasted you. You know?
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
So that
was a wild
whole ride of that. And then we're asking these questions. He compliments, wow, you guys did your research. So then at the end, George says 2 minutes. He says, nah, I'm good. I got 10. So it all came back to where he actually liked us.
Which podcast do
and
you
now,
think had the greatest effect on ours?
Damon John, numbers-wide, grew our audience the most. But I think to Sony, it's not even close.
All right, fuck. I'm trying not to agree with you, but I agree. That was going to be my answer. Mark Tassoni, I think, changed our podcast the most. Is there anything we don't agree on right now?
Well, Mark Tassoni was the first million clip on Instagram.
That's true. Let's talk about that. We've hit 1 million a few times on social media.
Instagram, we only did it once. It was with Mark Tassoni's.
YouTube, we did a few with Damon John. Shorts hit 1 million.
Facts.
My TikToks hit 1 million. I've had a couple videos hit the hundreds of thousands.
You got 500K on IG in the last 3 weeks, Pope.
Yeah, it's gone pretty crazy.
And Tony did some numbers too when he was talking about his life as an amputee a month or two ago.
Listen, on that note, that has happened over the last 12 months of us figuring out what the algorithms actually like and what each platform actually likes. You know, we say YouTube likes the longer clips. Facebook's likes slightly less, Instagram likes slightly less, and TikTok likes slightly less. But you can go deeper on all of that, of what they really like and how the algorithms really react to Instagram. When I talk about numbers and what I spent or what I make, those clips have all gone viral. Every single one of my ones on Instagram where I say specific numbers to what I've made or spent get tens of thousands of views.
People love the specifics, bro.
Mm-hmm. Everyone.
And when we say viral, that means that it's being shown and seen in the discoverability by people who don't follow you.
Correct. Correct.
That's the only true way to gain a following.
I think the real thing for viral is like, if it goes viral, by definition, is like, Patrick Bet-David said at one time, 2 million views in 24 hours or something.
Oh, I think
that's like
remember
official viral.
saying that.
If your video goes viral. But the guests we've had in terms of amputee and survivorship, I don't want to pick favorites and say anyone is better than the other, but what has been your favorite so far?
Our favorite amputee that we had on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Not
bro.
amputee, because that's different. That's what I didn't want. I want the best episode with the craziest story or the most, the what you've learned from it.
Well, I mean, still, having Lasse on, just his fucking story and the movement behind changing the game for amputees, like, it's so fucked how the way you walk and your abilities are dependent on what your insurance company is going to allow you. That's such bullshit. So for someone to step in between that and be like, nah, sorry, switching it up, that to me is the wildest thing in the world. And I love that. Like, I never thought I'd be affected by shit like that. But, I mean, I think he's playing a major role and going to make a big difference for a lot of amputees all over the world. So for me, it's Lasse. Lasse's killing it. But, like, wild, bro. All the characters we met, Amputee, Beast, Footless Joe, Monster. We got my boy Steve Crawford, gang, my boy. He's crazy with it.
You got to have him on the show.
Yeah,
he's coming out. I can't wait.
He's a character.
I can't wait. Him and
Footless
Joe are coming out
event?
to the New York one. Yeah,
nice.
We should put him up in the Airbnb if it's done.
You know they actually switched it to Jersey.
Shut up.
Really?
They started changing the promo material.
Oh, I thought there was just going to be another one that was going to be in Jersey.
They should have done Gold's Gym.
We didn't provide them any info on a gym.
I did.
We should have done Gold's Gym.
I sent it to Lasse.
Oh, sick.
I'm about to
We know
call
all
and
of
see
them.
if we should change
It's
it.
not New York City. I mean, it's an hour and a half outside of New York City,
Fuck
but
the city.
we'll show people a good
Fuck
time
New
if they
York
come
City.
here. We know all the
Do
spots.
you think it'd be better up here or in New York City?
Listen, let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
Over the last 2 months, I've had a profound new love for New York City.
Oh, let's talk about
For the
it.
same reason.
No.
One
Fuck
moment.
New York City.
For the same reason as we're talking about now, where you only own memories. New York City is so unique. It is the number one
Unique.
thing.
New York.
I know, unique. It's a shithole. It's dirty. Homeless people, whatever.
Unique New
Compared to other cities, I've been to Dallas, Cincinnati, Houston, all these cities, Arizona. I've been so many cities now. Nothing is like New York because of the name, because of what it actually is. And I'm not going to live here forever. I don't like New York. So for now, the last couple of times I've appreciated it so much more because I'm like, this is just the city. And no matter where you go, if you say you're from New York City, everybody knows.
Yeah, oh, it's so cool. When is that going to stop? Who gives a fuck about Manhattan? Fuck that place. I hate it. I think it's all the worst parts of like the city liberal, and it just exposes them for like, it's fucking, every liberal's like, oh my God, I care about the environment and people. Go to Manhattan, spend a week there. No one gives a fuck about anyone. The bum on the side of the road who hasn't eaten in fucking 3 weeks. Meanwhile, everyone's running around with money in their pockets. Nobody gives a fuck about the guy. He's sleeping on the fucking floor with the rats that are running around because the place is so goddamn dirty. And no one gives a shit. Fuck Manhattan, bro.
I appreciate it for what it is.
Who live there.
And the more I go there, the more comfortable I get of like, listen, I could never live there. Don't get it twisted. But when you go there, and it's just like nobody gives a fuck. Everyone's doing whatever they're doing. There's people fucking everywhere.
There's no morals.
There's just, it's like almost lawless.
Yeah,
you know?
It's gross, I think. I think that's fun for a little while you're fucking
Correct.
in
But all I'm
college,
saying
like,
is I have a new
grow
profound
up.
appreciation for New York City and the way it
It's
is.
gross.
You guys got to
like it.
battle it out about this.
I hate it. You only make
I mean, listen,
bad
I'm
decisions.
not saying I love it.
No, you need to say you love it. Come on.
No, you love
I'm
it.
not saying I love it.
Fuck
But I appreciate what it is because I will eventually move out of New York and probably never come back to New York City. And so while I'm here, I'm going to appreciate the fact that I live next to the biggest city in the entire world. There is no bigger city with more influence, more money coming through it, more people inside
I
of
think
it.
Dubai is going to fucking blow us out of the water.
Correct.
They're
Maybe
already
in the future,
on their way.
but not right now.
And they have morals.
Very,
Isn't that wild? And it's
Very.
clean.
very.
Yeah.
They don't have morals in Dubai. Come on.
Bro, they got rules.
Buddy,
They'll
the
chop
Prime
your
Minister-
hand off.
Yeah, because of how much, because
Correct.
of their morals. Because if you're a thief, you don't deserve fingers. That's how
The
Tony
Prime
lives.
Minister-
You think
whatever
that's
they call
true? You
him.
think that's how you feel?
The
For
Prime
real.
Minister, whatever is, I forget exactly what he is, but he walks around the streets like a normal human being because
Yeah,
everyone
it's
respects
safe.
him.
Right.
And
Who
they
told you
respect
that?
each
Andrew
other.
Tate?
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Who's Andrew Tate?
80% of the people who live in Dubai are immigrants, so they didn't come from Dubai. But they all go there with money seeking a better life, and they're all good people.
Yeah.
So they make it a good place.
With morals.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there's laws. Yeah. It's,
I bet.
There's fucking religion. It's
he thinks
very
Dubai is like
religion-based.
fucking Iraq. He thinks there's
Wait,
like
really?
Yeah. He thinks anything over in the United Arab Emirate is like AK-47s walking around in the
I
streets
know they
of
have
Dubai.
money over there, but I'm just saying.
Bro,
It's
they are
not
not
the
the
United
Wild
States,
West.
man.
They are. Yeah, but the only thing that's dangerous over there is like if you don't abide by their fucking laws because they're
Yeah, so
much
think
more
about that.
strict.
Think about that.
Mom.
If you don't abide by the laws, so in the United States, you don't think you're more free?
Yeah, you're
Free
more
as in
free,
what?
but freedom to a degree can be fucking nasty. Like in Manhattan, bro. Like it's just dirty. It's gross. There's no fucking.
All I
like,
can tell you is the freer America gets, the worse it's fucking getting.
So would you rather be free, like a true conservative's belief of the constitutional right, or would you rather have strict laws, strict laws that you agree with?
Ready? Okay, great.
Choose
great.
one.
That's a great utopia question, but that's not how the world works.
Which one would you rather have, though?
Of course, I want to have less laws, but less
I don't know.
laws.
I'd have strict laws that I agree with.
That's a good point, depending on the law.
That's why you should vote.
Yeah. Yeah, but fucking our government's so goddamn corrupt. I think it's so fucking corrupt. Doesn't matter what the fuck.
Did you just
vote
see
for
the
anymore.
new Russell Brand, Joe Rogan podcast where they talk about
I watched like the first
Yeah.
40 minutes of it and then I fell asleep.
amazing how we have systems that benefit when that system has a crisis. The pharmaceutical industry benefits when there's a crisis. Military benefits when there's a war. They make more
Right.
money. They have more benefits. So how can we expect it to be
Good.
like? How can it not be corrupt? Anyone.
Right.
You don't think you would be corrupt if you're telling me
Oh,
when there's war
I
you're
know
making
why
$1
it's
billion?
corrupt, because if
Yeah.
I was in the same position, I'd do the same fucking
Correct.
thing.
And anyone who says they wouldn't is a liar.
Liar.
You know, Dubai also has the lowest crime rate
Does it?
in the world.
Yeah, that's
the
because
city
they'll
with the
cut your
lowest crime
fucking
rate.
fingers off for taking fruit.
Lowest crime rate.
Good.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
Give me something we fucking don't agree on. I'm trying to argue with you. Tell us why you prefer being out slanging dick instead of being in a relationship.
It has nothing to do with the actual relationship side of it. It has to do with the responsibility side of it and everything else I have in my life. So
How have your responsibilities increased?
at points in life, there's going to be an imbalance. Everybody wants work-life balance or just some form of balance.
Yeah.
Overall, there's balance in my life, or there's going to be balance in my life. But there's certain times, certain days as a business owner and as someone who's trying to accomplish big things that you're going to have to be unbalanced with work or unbalanced with relationships or sacrifice something.
And you're trying to mitigate as much of that as possible.
And I'm trying to mitigate as much as the collateral damage. But if I want a business to get to a certain level and I want to do certain things, I got to give up something. You can't get it all at the same time. You can get it all over time, if that makes
disagree.
sense.
I'm doing it all. I'm making more money than I was, and I'm going to have a successful relationship and a child. I'm going to do it all.
Okay.
Everyone tells me
But
all the time,
you
you can't have it. You
don't-
can't balance it. What? I don't have the responsibility
You don't want
have?
the same thing I want.
Plug PV.
I
I'm going to attempt to go
I
for
want
a manager
I want
role as well.
150 people on my team. I want $10 million a year in income within the next 5 years. And then after that, I want to go build $100 million business.
And you don't think you can do that with a woman at home?
Maybe, but not. It would be affected.
Right. You got to
Yeah.
balance it.
But you're gonna give up where you're going home to see your wife and kids. I'm not going home because I don't have that same responsibility. I'm gonna stay in the office and I'm gonna go to work.
True.
At that
Okay.
same time.
I'll
So
give you that, but I
could you
think-
get to the $100 million? Yes, but not in the same time frame.
I am definitely sacrificing a lot of time to be family man.
Correct.
But I still think I can achieve a lot. Yeah, I mean,
You can, but
it
what are you
does get in the
solving
way of
for?
it, yeah.
What are you solving for? You're solving
What do you
right
mean
now
by
for
that?
a happy family.
Yes.
For a good family life, to have
Yeah.
a great relationship with your kid, with your wife, which is
But what is your end goal then?
Bro, I'm telling you, I want to. But right now I need an
But not
imbalance.
right- Okay. All right. Well, there goes.
Right now I need an imbalance.
There's the age difference.
Correct.
I'm 30. I need it now. It's got to happen.
But also look where I am at 24 compared to you were at 24.
Right.
I have so much right now that I am responsible for that if I were to have a wife and a kid, it would be unresponsible for the people that I work with inside of this company because it would take time away from all the other people's lives that I'm trying to change.
Right.
So that would be detrimental to them.
Right,
to my mission. That aspect, like I'm saying, would suffer more if I was in a relationship, which is okay. I'm not saying that's wrong. Most people are going to want that more. I don't right now.
May I ask, when you've been in relationships and been at this pinnacle of business, what have been, is it you at home where your phone's going off 24/7 and you can't dedicate the time? Is it you traveling? What are the things that penetrate your relationship through business that make it challenging for you?
All, but more importantly than anything, the traveling, the phone calls nonstop, Zoom calls, working nonstop. It's also it's more than all of that, I should say, is the quality of like attention and headspace. And when I am with that woman, am I really with her, or am I thinking about what else I need to do tomorrow at work and what I could do better and who I need to call and all the other things that go along with business? For me, I don't know how to turn it off. I can't. Like, it's constant. We'd be on a date after 3 weeks of not going on a date, and as soon as I get a phone call, I don't know how to be like, oh, I can't take this phone call. Like,
yeah, you have to.
I don't know. Some people can, but again, I'm solving for what I'm solving for in my mission and my business and what I want that to be. So my overarching goal, I need to pick up that phone call and go do it.
Yeah.
But
And that
PBD
makes
says
my
that's what
relationship
a
struggle.
perfect partnership's for.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's hard to
But I
balance
also
it, though,
don't even
because-
want the woman to have to struggle through that. Like, I feel selfish
Yeah.
making the woman
No,
have
you're
to
right,
go
because
through that.
I go through that. Like,
Yeah.
when I'm home and you guys want to talk podcast at fucking 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And I just don't answer the phone sometimes because it's like, nah, sorry, I'm doing family time.
Correct.
And it is a sacrifice that I'm making.
Correct.
You better believe I want to answer that
Because
phone call so we
you
can
don't
plan.
want to. It's not that you don't want to pick up the phone call. It's that you don't want her. You don't want to feel guilty
Yeah, that's
with
the
her.
only reason I don't answer
Correct.
the call
That's-
is for her.
And for me, it's. I don't want to bring her through that. You
Right,
know?
exactly. No, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
I care so much to not bring the person through that.
When are you going to have kids? When's it going to be, Poke?
When it's ready, bro. When
Look
it's
at
ready.
PBD, though. He
I'm
did it.
creating what I want. PB
guy
didn't have a
Zach-
kid until he was fucking 38 years old.
Zach's
Really?
23
Stop
with
it.
a money
Did he
tree,
really?
bro.
Bro, he's 43. He only, I think his oldest kid is 9. So he's 43. He had a kid at fucking 35.
Damn. Maybe I pulled the trigger.
Bro,
too
but there is
soon.
no nothing like that. It's whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I know that. I felt like
Don't get it twisted, bro. Let me say this after I just said all that stuff. The only thing I've ever known for sure that has never changed that I've always wanted is to be a father. I don't think there's any better thing on earth, higher mission, more important duty, nothing compares to having a kid and being a father. I think that's the most important thing in our lives.
You pro hitting kids or what?
And yes.
Yo, all right. We agree on too much. We need a liberal in here. Yo, get me someone to argue with. Where's Matt at? I would love to debate Matt on the mic.
Matty B.
Talk about Matt.
Matt says America is so prevalent and successful as a country that we can definitely afford to give Ukraine our money.
And our $36 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but we can afford.
Yeah, it's
we
not that
have to.
serious.
It's our responsibility.
Bro,
Yo, Matt, I challenge you to give 30% of each paycheck that you get here at Q29 directly to the Ukraine because we're so prevalent and successful.
put that
here.
money where your mouth is. How much of your decisions in life are based off of money?
Every decision we all make is pretty much money, right? Mm-hmm. Maddie, I love you. Don't get offended, bro. Please.
How much of people's decisions are based off of their taste buds?
The other percent that's left over after you decide. No, but listen, people always, it's crazy to me that like you hear someone go like, yo, money isn't everything. But it's like, what time do you wake up in the morning? 7 a.m.
Why?
Because you have to be at work at 9. So what? Every decision you make is based on the fact that you're going to get this money. Crazy.
Every decision is based off of a fake currency that's made up that controls it all.
Here we go.
That's why
That's
we
all the
need
rappers
money.
rap about, and everyone listens to them.
Wait,
That's all I
what
care
else
about.
is there in this world? It's
Oh,
your relationship.
Family.
Yeah, but that's sex.
You already brought it up. Oh, yeah.
Wait,
family.
what?
What?
You just say that's sex?
Yeah, your
What are
family.
you from fucking Alabama?
No, bro, your family, your wife.
Oh, that's a very nice way to put it, Tony.
What are you talking about?
What are we talking about?
He's saying
There's
that.
three things in this world that
Like,
matter, right?
You don't have
Is
family
sex-
outside of your fucking girlfriend?
No, but he's
No,
saying,
but that is all included in the umbrella of family.
No, but you said under the umbrella of sex, not family.
No, family.
The other way
sex
around.
is under the umbrella of family.
Got it. Okay.
Right?
I thought you were saying it the other way around.
I get my sex from my girl, my wifey,
Yeah, I would hope
Mama.
fucking so. I would
and
hope
sometimes
so.
from Pook, who's also my fam, bro.
That's that fam bam. Fam bam bam bam.
Gay. Just kidding. Jesus Christ, I'm not a stewardess.
Mobby wants us to argue.
No,
but I
we need
still
something
haven't found
controversial.
things
We're
out
just
that
sitting
we
here
really don't
agreeing
agree with.
on the mic. Yeah, but we
still haven't
always
found out.
disagree on shit.
You think investing in assets is better than investing in yourself to start? Or should we not word it like that?
Yeah, I'll say you could say it that way. I don't know if I agree with it 100% that way, but go. What do you got?
You've done is now at your age, you invested all of your money in the beginning up until now where you got this job. But before that, it was all the money that you made went into real estate.
Yep.
So it was you making money, not reinvesting it back in yourself to learn how to make more of that money. You instead went and invested into real estate to make you more of that money.
Correct. I never invested in myself monetarily.
Before this argument starts, I'm going to end it. You ready?
Monetarily. I never paid right? Like I thought getting an education and paying for an education was stupid. Although, I mean, the Volt was fucking incredible. That was good money spent for sure. But I guess it depends on where the money's going to exactly. But go on. Go on. You tell me what you think is better than putting money into like property.
Tony's words. The only thing we own in this world is our memories and our skill sets.
Right.
And what we have in our mind.
Fact.
You don't own those buildings.
Right.
You own them for now.
Right.
They print money for now.
Right.
So that's why I think it's more important to invest in yourself. That could be in your own business. That could be in your own skill sets in the beginning. That could be in your own brand. That could be marketing yourself. Whatever it is,
Yep.
is going to give you much more value over time than any piece of real estate ever could.
Facts. Agreed. Ready? I would spend 10 times the amount in paying for a liquidable asset than investing in myself. I do invest in myself. Every penny I put into this podcast is investing in myself. We can't do anything with this podcast right now, but the experience we're getting from it, I'm going to have better stories for the rest of my life. But dollar for dollar, I'm putting more of that money into something else that's going to make a return for me.
So you're saying you think putting money into real estate
Is better than putting
is going to
money.
make you more money than putting it into yourself?
Dollar for dollar. Yeah, I don't think I need
You
to
don't even
spend,
agree with yourself.
No, I don't think I need to spend as much investing in myself as I do investing into things. Right? So
because here's the argument that you could make is that because a lot of the information you can get is free.
Yes, exactly. I am investing in myself. It doesn't require money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to pay for it. We're meeting people because of the strength that we've created of having a podcast. We're meeting these incredible people, making crazy connections, and it doesn't cost money. So I don't think there needs to be, it has to be, I think that when it comes to monetary, put the money elsewhere.
So I think you need to feed the beast before you go buy other things. And an example, here's the basis of our argument. You think you make money, you make money here, and then it immediately goes to something else. And then you make more money, and then it goes to something else. Make more money, it goes to something else. So you're building
To an asset.
You're not building out your base. As in, I want to go, instead of making $100,000 and putting $30,000 into something else right away, I want to continue to just dump the money back in for as long as I need to until I have such a surplus. My number is $1 million until I have $1 million to then go buy an asset with. Also because I think...
Yeah, but you're just talking about saving money. How is that investing in yourself?
Because I keep putting the money back into skill sets, back into our podcast, back into my brand until I'm making so much money
How much
monthly.
money are you putting toward yourself?
All of it. I pay for Bryce to edit all my videos to build my personal brand. I pay for outreach. I pay for the fucking office upstairs to build my business more. When I say myself is my business.
Okay.
I'm buying all the stuff for Plug PV. I'm building an office for Plug PV. I'm paying for outreach leads. I'm building new offices. I'm paying money to travel to those new offices to continue to cash flow that business. I'm paying into myself. I'm paying into Two Dudes,
But I'm
Three Legs
doing the
podcast.
same shit. I'm just not spending as much as you doing it. I bought an office. I'm renting an office upstairs. I didn't do a whole office, but I'm not a manager. I'm
But my
paying for a
point is-
podcast too for my own
But
personal
my
development.
point is, before you even did that, you started buying assets first. Because what I'm saying is, you went $100,000, and then instead of taking that money like I did and reinvesting it
Correct.
back into
That's
my
true.
business,
That's true.
You said, let's go outside to buy real estate.
That's true. But
Correct.
still, I think you're missing it by not investing your money in something right now physically.
Incorrect.
No,
Because
absolutely,
I think
you're
there's
fucking
infinite,
wrong, bro.
because there's infinite resources, there's infinite amount of knowledge of skill sets that I can learn
Right.
to continue to make me more money.
You know what's
before
not
I go buy
infinite?
it.
Your fucking time, bro.
You know what
you
else,
have
too?
the money right now. Go buy a building. Go put it in something.
When I have that surplus of money, I'm in such a different class of buying the real estate that now I want to buy.
What's the class worth if you're not buying?
Everyone makes their first 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 and takes that 30K and buys a duplex or a fourplex. I want to take it to $1 million and then go buy a 32 unit complex because there's so much less competition at that stage. And the money I'm going to make buying a
I don't think
duplex
there's
right
less
now,
competition up there, bro.
the money I'm going to make buying a duplex or a fourplex right now to make an extra 40 grand a year is nothing to me. To go out and waste my time to try and find that house, to try and look at houses, to then go get a loan, to then go find a tenant, to make up a lease, to do all those things and take all my time away when I'm already making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to go finally get that property to make 40 grand a year is not worth it for me. I want to keep reinvesting into it until I have way more.
And then you're what? You're just going to walk into the real estate game playing with the fucking big ballers? You think
money
you're just
has
step
influence.
In there? Yeah, your money's not going to.
Money has
but you
influence.
need the connections, bro. You need to know the
game. That's also
game.
part of yourself. I'm investing in the relationships.
Okay, I get that. But then we're doing it differently. That's two different games.
That's the point of this.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it that way. I like owning it and knowing what the fuck's going on, and I enjoy that shit.
Owning what and knowing what the fuck's going on? What are you talking about?
And my properties.
Okay.
You just want to know someone who knows how to do it and be the money.
No, I want to buy it myself too and fund it and do it. But
bro, you ain't walking into a fucking building with your Louis Vuitton loafers to fix the fucking sink. Get out of here.
I got on work boots. Don't play with your boy.
Work boots. Those things have never seen a job site.
Look, there's mud on them. There's mud on the back.
Yeah, you probably paid extra for it to come that way.
Morning.
Yeah, exactly. You almost drowned.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to because I'm going to have millions of dollars by the time I invest in the real estate.
Okay. This guy's been watching too much fucking Kiyosaki.
Listen, bro. I'm trying to build my nest to a big, big, big nest before I go out and start handing out my eggs.
All right. You got to walk before you can fly, Chief.
I've been fucking running for a long time.
No, not in real estate.
Listen, but you don't think
what
that
do
all
you
this
fake
skill sets...
own? What do you fake own, bro?
All the
you got a
skill sets
Ford
that I have.
Raptor. You rent that thing out? Where's fucking, you got Turo on your phone?
Listen, don't talk because your truck is 3 years older than mine and half of the package mine is.
Half. And guess what else it is? 1/3 of the price, and it goes just as quick.
He doesn't have enough
It just
eggs.
takes a little longer. It just takes a little longer to get there.
When I say myself, when I say investing in myself, that means so many things. But
Yeah,
my
your
whole
business,
point is,
yes.
I'm not going out and buying any real estate until I've exhausted all of my bought all of my skills and made enough money.
I think you're waiting too long. I don't think it's ever too early to jump in and put those dollars in. You're forgetting the simple equation is money over time is a lot more fucking money.
But what you're forgetting is I don't just get the 30 grand and throw it at real estate and all of a sudden I have a property. It takes time to go look at the properties.
I know, I did it.
To go research the properties.
I know.
And my time is worth way too much to go out and waste my time on that to only make
So the only
30,
risk
40
I
grand a
see
year.
is, let's say, so real estate's safe. People are always going to need shelter. Let's say for some reason in 2 years from now, solar is gone. And I pray to the fucking gods it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. What's your job worth? What's that office upstairs worth?
Nothing, but all the stuff I've done is here.
Right, yes.
And I've invested in all my people. Now I have 40
point.
people that trust in me to
That's
be their
a good
leader.
point, but I have a fallback.
Listen, do you know how much money well, I shouldn't say it, but do you know how much money I could be offered if I took my 40-person sales team and said, this is what we've done.
Yes.
These are our sales. This is how we've made our leads. This is how much money we've made the company. I want to bring my entire team over to your company. Write me a check.
Right. But let's say solar falls out. What are you going to take a solar team to go sell?
You don't.
Alarms?
They're salesmen. If
Okay.
I have 40 people that trust in me to be their leader, that trust in me to bring
them.
them.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And I say, hey, I have 40 people. Here's what we did over the last 3 years and what I've taught these people. I want to bring them to your company. I'll build. You don't need to go out and recruit a sales force. I'll bring my sales force.
I think that's a good point.
Who's writing me? What's the check worth?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do with that check?
A lot of money.
What are you going to do with it? You go buy some
Then
property?
I'll buy real estate.
Exactly.
Bingo.
My portfolio's already flexing.
Then I'll buy the real estate.
Where's your fucking 40 salesperson team going to stay? I got Airbnbs for them.
That office upstairs that I built. Listen, you're not going to convince me that it's smarter. Actually, let me put it this way. For the 95% of people, that just want to make a few $1,000,000 and live a good life, your idea is way better. For the people that are not risk adverse and want to bet on themselves and want to fucking make hundreds of millions, I think you have to do it my way.
I think there's a balance I think there's a happy medium that you're missing.
Fucking hate the word balance. Go ahead.
That's it.
There's a happy medium. That's not what I'm. The happy medium is 95% of people would rather do that because they want to make decent
What
money.
I'm saying is continue doing what you're doing and putting money into yourself. It's great. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I think you should also be putting money into physical things that have a return. Like you got an
return. Look at my
IUL.
life. Look at my life over the last 2 years. My return is every year for the last 5 years. My income has at least doubled, if not tripled. For the last 5 years in a row. Every single year, if I look at my tax returns,
I just don't think you're
doubled, if
thinking
not
long
tripled.
term enough. You ready? You got an IUL now, right? Right? I wish I had one when I was your age. I fucked up. I didn't get one. All I would have had to do is put $100 in a month. And this is just an example of another thing that you put money into that has a return for you. If I fucking drop dead, my IUL is not going to have anything in it, right? If you drop dead, what are you leaving?
If I drop dead, who gives a fuck?
Oh, well, that's the difference between me and you then.
But
I give
you
a
have-
fuck. I need to leave shit behind for other people. But you just said earlier you want to have a kid.
Of course, but right now I don't.
Well, what the fuck? You could be fucking building a real estate portfolio for that kid. You should be putting money away for the future.
But I am. I'm putting it into myself. I am
What
the
if you
only
get hit
thing.
by a bus?
I am the only thing that is guaranteed that I'm bringing into the future.
You're not guaranteed. None of us are, bro.
But your real estate is less guaranteed that it'll be here than you.
No, it's definitely going to be here. I'm
No.
going to die. That
Okay,
shit is going to be
That's a fair
here.
point. The way I said that didn't make sense. But my point is, if I'm not here, then it doesn't matter.
To you?
Correct.
But what about your loved ones?
When I get to that point, then I'm gonna buy the properties.
Well,
to
then
give to
start
them.
preparing now, dipshit. Put the fucking
Listen,
money away.
If I would have wasted half of my time, or some of my time, shouldn't say half, but if I would have wasted my time trying to buy real estate right now, my sales team would be half. Because I'd be wasting so much fucking time out looking at
Yeah,
properties
but you don't
all
need
goddamn
half.
day.
It doesn't take that much time. We're fucking living in an industry where it's very much based on weather. In the winter, bro, go do your real estate. Go find your first property, buy it, and you got all this fucking money. You know a bunch of
I
people.
worked harder this winter than I did in the summer. Guaranteed.
Wait, why?
Because I had way more shit. I opened up a team in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's true.
I fucking was in Cincinnati 7 times. We flew all around the goddamn country.
Yeah, that's true.
Houston, Dallas, fucking Florida.
We did have a busy ass winter.
So
Our off season, bro, we were on all year.
I was busier in the winter than I was in the summer.
That's crazy. That's true, I think.
I was doing shit all year round.
All right, so this summer, go buy some properties.
Fuck no.
Crazy.
Listen, if I buy a property, if I waste the time going out and buying one property a year to make $30,000 extra dollars a year,
Not a waste of time. You can
if
do
I
your
take that
online
same
research.
money, if I take that same time and just continued and doing what I'm doing now with that time, my return is better than the real estate. $30,000 a year is less than I make in a month.
All right, you ready? Here's an argument that you can't argue against. Do you plan on doing it in the future?
Yes.
Now is better.
No, it's not.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Is now better with 50 grand or is 5 years better with $1 million? If I say, hold up, if I say
Now is better. Okay.
If I say
all right,
today-
no, so
if I say
50
today, I'll
grand
give you
now,
50 grand?
So you're going to have 50 grand less when you have that million? So you're going to still have $1 million and whatever the fucking math is less
because the 50 grand would cost me the time to go out and
You know
buy
what that
the
50
property.
grand's going to be by the time you have $1 million? Way more than 50 fucking grand.
But the 50 grand reinvested back into myself, my relationship, my business is going to return me more than the real estate would over the 10 years. It's proven.
Questionable.
It's proven.
No, I mean, it all depends
My
on where you
income
put
is
it.
doubled, if not tripled,
It all
every year.
depends on where you put it.
My income is doubled, if not tripled, every year for the last 5 years because I keep reinvesting it back into myself. And no matter what happens in the world, whatever what happens to solar,
We'd
I
have to sit
the
and do
skill
the
set.
numbers, bro, because 50 grand, if we're talking about money that actually comes out of your pocket, 50 grand could be a fucking down payment on a fat property. Big property. that over time is going to gain value and give you a return.
It's not going to give me a return like spending 50 grand on relation. And this is just for me. Because the space I'm in now, the business I'm building is all based on people and skill set. I am a direct correlation to how much money I can make. The better I am, what do I say all the time? This company is a personal development company with a compensation plan attached, a sick one.
Facts.
The better I become, the more people I know, the more influence I have, the more money I make, directly correlated. And by more money, I mean by hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, depending on my skill set.
If you had 50 grand in an account, Tony is saying that you should take that money and buy real estate with it. And Zach is saying that you should take that money, invest it in your business.
Yourself, which could be your business.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend all of it on real estate, but I would spend the larger portion of it. Well, you wouldn't spend all of it on just yourself either.
Really?
Well, you don't put any money away? You don't save money?
Not for a rainy day.
Bro, yes, you do save money.
I spent $350,000 on expences last year.
I know about your savings accounts. You save money. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't just literally take money and go, oh my God, I got to get it in my account.
I don't
just throw it in the street.
That's what I'm saying. You don't do that.
Just throw it in the street.
Right.
But I'm not
You
saving
save
it
money.
to invest in real estate yet. The money
But you
goes
are
in
saving
there.
it. You have money saved.
The money isn't, okay, yes, there's money in my account, but it's not saved just to sit there. It's there. It's a holdings account, so I can go spend it somewhere else.
Right.
It's just there.
Right, but I'm just saying you don't spend all of your money.
Yes, the account is labeled savings. Technically, yes.
Yes, but you're not spending every penny you have on yourself.
Damn near.
Nah, cuz. You want to talk numbers? What did you make last year?
I'm not going to say how much I made last
Okay.
year.
Well, you saved 25% of it. It's in an account.
And the other 75% was spent. That's a lot. For how much money I made.
But 25%
For
of
how
it
much
was
money I made.
saved.
To spend. And then, bro, my tax bill just came in. 20% of it's gone. I'm only going to be left with 5%.
Oh, yeah,
of it.
that's true, too. I forgot
I just
about
fucking
that.
filed my taxes and got
Should have
that.
bought solar, bitch.
Yeah. So, okay, so 85% of what I made, and I made a good amount. To spend 85% of that is extreme. Most people are not doing that.
That is a lot.
And almost every penny was back in myself.
What
Almost
percent
every
did you
fucking
spend,
penny.
Tony, last year? How much percent did you spend?
On what?
On your money earned. Total.
Of last
If
year?
Zach's saying he spent 85% of his income, how much did you spend?
Probably 50% of it, maybe. But it was all on different shit. You know, I put me and Michaela up in a new apartment, furnished that whole bitch. I got myself a truck.
Let me ask, how much was spent on business and back into yourself?
Are you the IRS asking me, or
No.
because if you're the IRS, 100%.
I'm interested in the true answer to that question.
My answer, I would say out of 100% of my expense, 100% of what I spent, 80% of that was for business and back in myself.
Yeah,
Honestly,
for you,
could
because
even
you
be more.
because you got a sales team. I don't have to do all that. You know, if we're talking about money that I spent back into myself, it's probably fucking 10% of what I made. You know, went toward the podcast and fucking.
And how much was towards your businesses? Or sorry, how much towards your real estate? I'm sorry.
That I spent in the last year? Well, my
Personally.
whole savings account is for real estate, so I'd say 50%. You know?
Oh, well, that counts.
Yeah, I mean the savings I have are.
But you haven't spent it all yet. You're sitting there
It's
waiting.
sitting there waiting for
to buy something.
right time to use it. Yeah, buy or renovate. So. All right. What else? Why do you buy watches, bro? What a fucking waste
This is
of
a
money.
$50 Tommy Hilfiger.
Okay, but
piece
you're
of
going to
shit.
get a fucking Rolex.
Rolex.
What a wasty waste.
You think so? You know, Rolex in the last 10 years has performed better than real estate, stocks, and crypto.
Yo, where do I get a watch?
Rolex
That's
performs
wild.
better
I think that's the dumbest shit ever. Why?
because it's a
You think that was
exclusive
done
item.
by design?
It's an exclusive
Right,
item.
but I think that was done by design.
No, I think the design is it's exclusive, and the less there is of something, the more people want it.
All I know is I just want an AP, and I want Vukum.
Vukum?
Yeah, you know about Vukum?
No. Sounds
He's
like
popping on TikTok. He goes and has live
Oh yeah, that's your
negotiations
bud.
in New
That's
York.
your boy.
He's so dope. He just knows everything.
He
He's
does
like a savant.
It's like watch negotiations, and he's legit.
Because he buys and sells watches.
Wait,
He
and
sells
he's actually a
Rolexes,
local dude?
Breitlings,
York
No,
City.
let's have him on.
No, he's not a local dude. He's popping in New York.
So let's get him on.
Let's call him.
Bryce doesn't actually know him. He watches his TikToks.
Let's contact him right now.
All I know is I
Live.
just want an AP, bro. I'm going to get an AP
Bro,
next year.
Listen though, do you know how crazy it is? Look up the charts. This is real. Rolex performed better.
I know.
Had a higher
I believe you.
appreciation than real estate, gold, money, and crypto.
I believe it.
And stocks, I mean, sorry.
Crypto went down, huh?
Well, yeah, just
Crypto's a failure.
But that's why you buy
Crypto's
a
being
watch.
failed purposely.
I like that.
I believe it is. Because
Let
it
me
would
put on
set
my
us free, bro.
Tinfoil hat.
Set us free. Yo, how many times do conspiracy theorists have to be proven right before they're not called conspiracy theorists anymore?
Is conspiracy theorists also derived from the phrase derived from people trying to control the narrative?
Yo, I think so. Do you know that I used to be ashamed to like tell people like I think getting a fucking vaccine is the dumbest thing you could ever fucking do and you're a retard? And like, wow, look at how the turntables.
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Mobby, how long have we been going?
I think you're at an hour, 0.5. But this last half hour has been the highlight of my night.
The highlight of it. Mobby, who do you agree with?
Yeah, where would you put your... Well, Mobby is investing all of his money right
Shut
back
up.
into his
Let
business.
a man, sir.
I talk for Bryce.
Bryce,
Yes. What's the question?
which person do you agree with more? First, give us the one answer, and then you can give us the detail.
I agree with Zach.
I told you. I said that.
Welcome back to the Zach Dingee podcast.
Fuck you, bro.
But that's just because I'm
That's
I'm
'cause of
in
his
grind
situation.
mode, and I am literally I live for Q29 Video Studio. That's all I'm capable of doing is literally like living
Investing
and breathing
it back
this
in yourself,
every single dollar.
your
See, I don't
business.
even I'm not even at the point that you guys are at. Like I don't even really consider my personal income to be enough to do anything with at this point because I need to cross a threshold where then I'll be able to actually pocket some dough and make personal investments. So all I'm considering to be my money is my
Listen,
business's
though, the
money.
difference between you and I, that's why I said 5% of people can do what me and Bryce are saying, and 95% can do what you're saying, because we own businesses that we can fund to make more money. If
Right.
you don't own a
Yo,
business, you
but-
can't fund it. You,
You
got
know
to put
how,
it somewhere
how
else.
much gray area there is in that statement, though? Because what am I doing by putting money in real estate? I'm
Funding
funding,
your business.
my own business.
Correct.
So then it's like, what's the difference?
Listen,
Did we
that
just
was
have
to
an
have the
argument about nothing?
We're not agreeing at the end. Don't
Yeah,
fucking
no,
agree with
we're
me.
not. Fuck you.
Don't
Put
Because
it-
you
fucking
guys
agree
did
with me.
agree, Tony. If you
Okay,
spent
so
all that
here's the
money-
difference. Mine is safer.
No, but yours is...
How is it safer if you
outside-
do you
Because
not
what
believe
if,
in yourself?
What if AI comes out and there's no more fucking...
Listen, it's
Here we
not
go.
safer.
Okay, but still, here we go. Ready? What if
It doesn't
you
have
can
better
show up at a
returns?
place that offers the same exact things that you do here? And
Listen.
it's all automated.
Stop.
Nobody can
Plug
offer what I
PV
do.
grew by 250% last year. How much did your real estate appreciate?
My real estate can't burn down because of an industry change.
How much did your real estate appreciate?
Whatever
It's
inflation
safer.
went
It
up
made
by.
5%. I made 250% on my money.
But there's long term that no one ever thinks about in real estate.
Hold on, I just got
It
called out.
pays for itself. All my
If
equity grows
Bryce
up.
if Bryce builds this
Oh, yeah.
to make $7 million a year and then goes and sells it to a media company, his payout is $45 million.
I'm just saying.
Long term, he's making fucking money if he builds it the right way.
If it doesn't go out, businesses can fail like that.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You gotta fund the beast and know what you're doing. It takes a certain person to go out and want to risk,
Well,
to
mine
want
is
to bet on
retard
themselves.
proof. You just got to own the
Correct.
property and rent it out.
It's a good thing you do it because you the retard.
I just know that like what we offer here at Q29 has a lot to do with what I offer clients personally, involved in the direction and the writing and the branding, and that can't be replicated by AI. So yeah, you can
What
have.
do you mean? Which part of writing? Like writing copy and shit?
I'm just saying,
'Cause
like
that's exactly what AI does.
no, I mean like the branding. Like I'm really helping young entrepreneurs brand themselves. And yeah, like AI
Like to
can
figure
edit
out
video.
what their brand is.
Yeah, and just like drill it and hit it and just repeatedly just smack it over the head. And like AI can edit videos for sure, and that'd be great. Imagine I had 3 AI computer bots just cranking shit out.
It can enhance your business.
But I wonder if you didn't have the cameras and that was all you did, what would your business be like?
But that's not.
Well, the
his
cameras
business.
are like the most important part, but like, you know, you forget that I'm not a camera operator.
Right.
I'm just a
You do. Well, that's what I'm
marketing
saying.
guy. Like,
But it's like, would people still come to you? Because I think people are tricked and they think that your value is that you do the camera, but it's
Right.
not.
Right.
They don't realize
That's the best part.
that you're really the value, the asset, and it's not the cameras. But like that, without that little trick, what happens?
yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I always mess around like, oh, you know, fuck AI. But really, it's like, that's great. I'm adapting. Like, I'm moving with it. You know, we're at actually, you know, 2 Dudes 3 Legs is at the forefront of something. That's why, like, and our time is flying by. Like, the time is just flying by. We look at like 1 month went by, it feels like a year. Because like we're on the precipice of something like really huge, and the people we put ourselves around and the people we meet and the amount of trips we take, you know, and putting it all online, people are going to be looking back on their lives that they've lived the last 3 years like, holy shit, I wish I worked with Bryce to get my brand out there.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
Like
That's
people
gonna be the
people
big
walk
thing.
into Q29, hold on, one
Real
more
estate's
thing.
a safe investment. Bryce Equal, the safest
yeah.
investment.
Yo, people don't know when they walk in here until they leave that this is that you're paying for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that shit.
No, until they leave.
I know that. Yeah.
But that's a whole nother.
So 2 Dudes 3 Legs podcast, our goal after 12 months of what we've been doing,
Is to buy more property.
we're just gonna end it there. After 12 months of podcasting, 1 year, I've learned that Tony has 1 leg and I have 2, and so that's why we call it 2 Dudes 3 Legs, because there's 2 of us
Yo,
and we have
that's
3
why
legs
it's
total.
named that?
I know. I didn't find that out until 12 months of podcasting.